Ladies and gentlemen, let me begin with a bold truth. Your life is a mirror of your thinking. If you don't like the reflection, don't break the mirror. Change your mind. You see, we weren't born to live average lives. We were born with the tools to shape, influence, and transform our world. But tools unused rust. And the most powerful tool you have, the one that can elevate your income, your impact, and your influence, is your ability to think critically, act wisely, and speak intentionally. Your thinking is the foundation of everything you experience in life. It's the lens through which you see opportunities, challenges, people, and even yourself. If your thoughts are cloudy, the world will look dark. If your thinking is clear and strong, you'll see light even in difficulty. Many people try to fix their outer world. More money, better job, new location, without ever realizing the problem lies in their inner world. Nothing changes until your thoughts change. The secret isn't in the economy, the government, or your neighbors. It's in the way you interpret and respond to life. That's where true power begins. Your mind is like a garden. If you don't plant good seeds intentionally, seeds of wisdom, discipline, clarity, and vision, then weeds will grow automatically. Doubt, fear, procrastination, and confusion don't need permission to grow. They show up when you don't take charge. So if you want to live a life of purpose and results, you must take command of your thinking. Train it, shape it, guard it, because everything else, your decisions, your actions, your results, flows from that one source. When you improve your thinking, even just slightly, your choices improve. Your conversations change, your energy shifts. People notice. Opportunities appear that were always there but hidden behind the fog of careless thought. If you want to rise above the average, start with the most powerful tool you already have, your mind. Ask yourself daily asterisk, what am I thinking? Is this helping me or holding me back? Asterisk, when you become aware, you become empowered. From there, growth begins. Your thoughts build your future. Choose them wisely, because in the end, success is not something you chase. It's something you attract by becoming the kind of thinker who deserves it. Thinking like a genius isn't about having a higher IQ or being born with some magical gift. It's about choosing to see the world differently. Geniuses question what others accept. They look beyond the surface, they connect dots that others miss, and they refuse to settle for shallow answers. This level of thinking isn't inherited, it's developed. It's built through curiosity, observation, reflection, and the discipline to think deeper than the average person. The ability to think critically is one of the greatest advantages a person can build, and it's available to anyone willing to put in the effort. The problem is, most people never question their thoughts. They accept what they're told, follow what they see, and repeat what's familiar. Genius thinking demands more. It says, let's pause, let's consider, let's analyze before we decide. And that pause, that moment of deliberate thought, is where power begins. It separates the emotional from the rational. It separates reaction from response. It separates the average from the excellent. To become a sharper thinker, you must be willing to stretch your mind, read more, listen more, ask better questions. Instead of reacting quickly, ask yourself, what's really going on here? What's the bigger picture? What are the long-term consequences? It's not about having all the answers. It's about refusing to settle for the first one that appears. Train yourself to dig deeper. Every great decision, invention, and breakthrough in history came from someone who thought a little differently, who took time to look again when everyone else looked away. Genius is not mystery, it's method. It's a pattern of disciplined thinking applied over time. And when you learn to think on that level, you unlock possibilities that were hidden to the hurried mind. It's not just about intelligence, it's about intention. Words carry power. They shape how others see us, but more importantly, they shape how we see ourselves. The words you speak daily, whether out loud or in your own mind, are creating your future. People often underestimate the influence of language, but successful individuals understand its value. They don't just speak to communicate. They speak to lead, to inspire, and to reinforce belief. When you choose your words carefully, you begin to steer your life in a new direction. Speaking with intention means aligning your language with your goals, your values, and your vision. It means you don't allow negativity, doubt, or confusion to live in your vocabulary. The person who constantly says, "I can't," is building a life where they won't. The person who says, "It's possible," is building a mindset that seeks solutions. Your words are tools, and like any tool, they can either build something or destroy something. When you speak success, even before it shows up, you're training your brain to look for it, to expect it, to move toward it. Speaking success isn't about pretending. It's about preparing your mind and body for the results you're aiming for. Your conversations become your culture. If you're always talking about problems, you'll live in problems. If you start talking about vision, growth, ideas, and possibilities, your life will begin to match that. Successful people don't waste words. They use them like investments. They plant them in others. They reinforce them in themselves. And they use them to stay focused on their mission. Speak with clarity, not confusion. Speak belief, not fear. Speak progress, not excuses. The way you speak is often the first signal to the world and to yourself that you're becoming someone worth listening to, following, and believing in. The words you use every day reveal the way you see yourself and the world. Listen closely to someone's language, and you'll hear their beliefs, their fears, and their expectations. If a person constantly says, "I'm not sure," or "I don't think I can," what they're really showing is a lack of inner confidence. On the other hand, someone who says, "I'll figure it out," or "I'm ready for the challenge," is revealing a mindset that is already winning. The way you speak becomes the reflection of the identity you've accepted. And the great news is, you can change both. You don't have to wait until you're successful to speak with strength. You speak strength, and eventually, you grow into that version of yourself. You train your identity by speaking to it, not from it. That's why successful people are intentional with their words. They eliminate weak phrases like maybe, someday, or if only, and replace them with words that carry decision, certainty, and direction. It's not about arrogance, it's about alignment. When your words align with your vision, your life begins to move in that direction. Your voice is powerful, not just the one others hear, but the one you hear the most, your own. The conversations you have with yourself in quiet moments can either empower you or shrink you. If you constantly speak to your fears grow. If you speak to your potential, your confidence grows. And confidence becomes action. Over time, those actions build habits, and those habits shape your results. Every word you speak is either building the person you want to become or reinforcing the one you're trying to leave behind. Speak as if your future is listening, because it is. What you say today echoes into what you experience tomorrow. Acting rich has nothing to do with flaunting wealth or pretending to be something you're not. It's about adopting the mindset, habits, and discipline of someone who values excellence and expects abundance. Long before wealth arrives, there's a way to carry yourself, a way to make decisions, a way to treat others, and a way to handle time that reflects strength and intention. Richness is not just about money. It's about self-respect, order, and clarity. It's about how you show up, even when no one is watching. When you act with purpose, people notice. When you carry yourself with confidence and poise, the world treats you differently. That doesn't come from the bank account. It comes from within. A person of value walks into a room with calm energy, focused direction, and quiet strength. They're not loud, but their presence speaks. Acting rich means you don't let circumstances dictate your standards. Whether you're winning or learning, you show up with consistency. You don't cut corners. You don't wait to feel motivated. You do the right thing because that's who you are becoming. You can tell a lot about a person's future by how they carry themselves today. Do they keep their word? Are they prepared? Do they stay calm under pressure? These aren't small things. They are the signs of a wealthy mindset. That kind of thinking attracts opportunities, builds trust, and earns respect. Most people wait until they succeed to change how they act. The wise understand they must act like it first. Your behavior sends a message to the world about what you expect, and life tends to deliver based on that expectation. Start walking, talking, and working like someone who is going somewhere. When you raise your behavior, you raise your results. Act rich, and one day you'll realize you've become it. Most people spend their lives waiting for the right time, the right opportunity, or the right conditions. They believe change will come when the outside world adjusts. But true change never begins out there. It begins within. The moment you take responsibility for your thoughts, your choices, and your attitude, everything else starts to shift. The internal shift is what creates external results. It's easy to blame your environment, your past, or other people. It's harder, but far more powerful, to look inward and ask, what can I change in me? When you improve your thinking, your perception of the world improves. You begin to see opportunities where you once saw obstacles. You notice lessons where you once felt frustration. You gain clarity in moments where you used to feel confusion. That shift in perspective is everything. Life isn't about what happens. It's about how you interpret and respond to what happens. Two people can go through the same experience. One comes out broken, the other comes out stronger. The difference lies in how they thought through the moment. Waiting for the world to change is a trap. You could wait forever and never move. But the moment you decide to improve your mindset, to upgrade your beliefs, and to direct your focus, you take back control. Growth is not something you stumble into. It's something you pursue. And that pursuit starts the moment you say, I will no longer be the same. No special event has to happen. No big break is required. The decision to change, to grow, to rise, that power has always been yours. Change doesn't come to the passive. It comes to the intentional. And when you change yourself from the inside out, the world around you begins to shift in ways that once seemed impossible.